A very good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us for this webinar. My name is Caliph, and I'm going to be your host this evening. Uh, I work in the communications team at GradRight, and I'm going to be making sure that I help you find answers along with Shivani's help to all your questions about funding your education abroad. So today we have with us Shivani Mani, who is a student success lead at GradRight. She has helped a ton of students find the best study abroad education loan. And yeah, let's see if we can get you your answers today with Shivani's help. So today we're here to discuss about how applying early for your education loan can help you maximize your benefits and savings. This webinar is brought to you by GradRight exclusively, and here's what kind of takeaways you can expect from the webinar. How applying early can help you get a ton of savings. What are the benefits of applying early? What is the right time to apply early? Does your education loan greatly depend on the country that you're bound for, the country that you're planning to study at? Can your uh, education loan help you with the visa process? So a ton of questions that most students don't even know, or a ton of problems that most students don't even know exist, and we're going to be helping you find answers to them, find the solutions to them. So for the next 20 to 25 minutes, we will have these frequently asked questions that we've collected from students, and Shivani is going to help us find answers to those. Once Shivani helps us with answers to these questions, we'll open a round of question and answer for all of you here for 15 minutes, where you can post your questions here on Zoom, and we'll try to answer all your questions as best as I can. And by the end of the webinar, we'll pick 5 people for a completely free one-on-one with GradRight for an academic and financial profile evaluation. Over to you, Shivani.
Thank you, Caliph, and thank you all of you people who've taken out time to be present here on a Wednesday. I am Shivani, and I've been with GradRight for almost since the beginning. I have about close to 15 years of experience in the banking and finance sector. I have also been a credit head, sanctioning loans myself. So I can fairly, say confidently that I'm well versed, with various nuances of, any kind of a loan. And typically speaking here for relevancy of this audience, education loan, right? So let me first just quickly brief you on what GradRight is. So we are a startup. We are an ed fintech startup. We have been in this space since I can say 2020 is fairly when we started. But yes, COVID came in between and we were a little slow. But then 21 we picked up again. So far we have helped around 60,000 students, me and my team and the entire GradRight team. And this translates into fairly around 2,000 crores of disbursement, if any of you understands what disbursement means. So 2,000 crores of rupees has gone down to students who have utilized these funds for their education abroad. We help students, through a digital platform, which is completely free for everybody. And we have partnered with around close to 14 lenders, banks, private, public, non-banking financial companies, international lenders. And from the comfort of your home, literally within minutes, you can actually check your eligibility onto the platform for no cost at all. And other than that, yes, we help you do get information about various kinds of education loans, help you negotiate your offer with the lender, back you up, arm you up with a lot of information so that you all make informed decisions about your study abroad process, right? Okay, now chat is enabled, and I can see folks. They're also writing India to France, and I'm from Hyderabad. Nice. Gujarat, Hyderabad, India to UK. All right, Pune, Warangal. Wow. Cool. Great. So it's a very nice mix of an audience. People from the southern part of the country, the west part of the country. Good to see you all, right? Okay. Oh, that's so nice. So I mean, I'll just quickly, Caliph, before you begin, I just want to quickly show everybody, what GradRight feels like on the digital, on our digital presence. So let me just quickly show up. So this is our brand and logo. This is where what all we have done so far. These are the partners that are, linked. Some of the partners that are banks that are partnered with us. It's a simple process to sign up, receive a lot of options, bank offers, which we call as bids. Then you connect with the lenders, and then you move towards your loan approval. This is how the sign up page will look like. You have to log on to GradRight. We'll leave a link of our website with your phone number. You'll get an OTP, and then you log into the portal. Then you just fill in your academic details, your financial details, and complete your profile. These are basic screens. This is how you will look at your offers. You can see there's an example of some students' profile where there's an HDFC Credla showing, an ICICI Bank showing. You can compare the offers literally every damn term on a loan. So it really makes life very easy if you do this for your profile check. So yeah, and that's all.
All right, let's get started.
Yeah.
So Shivani, I'd like to open this space about the most frequently asked questions about applying. My first question to you would be, and this comes from a ton of students, especially in India, in the northern region, in the southern region, let's say. So how can students know if they've picked the right country, and do loan terms change based on the country?
All right. Thank you, Caliph, for that question. So first of all, how to pick a country, how to choose a country, is the very basic question, is the very first question that a student attends to before even moving on to choosing their program or university. So a lot of smart students do this fairly early. And US happens to be one of the most popular choices, especially for students going for STEM programs. But there are many other countries that students choose. Now, how do you choose the country will definitely be linked to what is it that you want to study and what are your long-term goals as well, right? So say, for example, a student who is looking to study computer science, data science, right? They will typically incline towards US because the universities in US have a lot of these universities, a lot of universities with these programs. Also, US gives a 3-year OPT for the student, which is the option to stay back in that country post completion of the course. And this is a STEM course benefit. Then you have, if somebody is choosing, say, anything towards arts or social design programs, then Europe happens to be a very good choice. If somebody is looking at B schools, then they should look at the top 50, top 100 B schools, and then you have UK coming into picture, you have France coming into picture, right? A lot of students want to want to focus more on the culture part, want to focus more on learning a different language, and then countries like France, Spain really become popular choices. If you're looking to study finance, Australia becomes a very good option. Over there, if you look at the Group 8 universities, they're very well ranked, and courses related to finance are really good. US has been coming out with accounting courses. So there's a wide range of options available, and typically how you would choose the country is definitely first basis what your priorities are. It could be an academic priority, it could be some particular curriculum or some particular program that is only available in that country. It could also be weather, the climate. It could be what your choices are, how you want your lifestyle to be. It could be your long-term goals, you want to settle down, or you looking for a permanent residency, how easy it is to get into that country and settle down.
Okay.
So many things, right? Now, how are education loans linked to the type of country that you choose, right? So every single bank, every single lender has a different policy, different banking terms, different loan terms for various countries. So if you're going to say USA, then there are tons of universities there. There is a STEM benefit there, and the selection process is very, very tough. You have to go through a visa interview. So definitely banks and all these financial institutions who extend education loans, they incline towards US. They prefer students looking to go to US, right? Because post the course is over, the benefits linked post the course is what encourages the lender to make the loan terms easy to get jobs, higher return on investment, whatever you spend, whether you're earning that much salary or not, then the STEM OPT. These are things linked to the US. If you're going to Canada, then you're required to take a pre-visa disbursement. If you're going to UK, you're required to typically be showing a bank loan letter, not a non-banking financial company's letter. If you're going to Australia, again, the embassy requires that you only provide a loan sanction letter from a scheduled bank of India, right? So again, if you have a loan letter of an NBFC or an international lender, it may not work, right? Countries like New Zealand, New Zealand is a country which is very, very particular about students showing loans which are secured loans and from banks only. They will not accept a secured loan from a non-banking financial company. So unless you have a collateral, it won't be a good idea to look at New Zealand as your choice of country, right? So these are things which, if at all you are looking to finance your education, to budget your education well, and take an education loan, use an education loan, you will have to be very careful that and be aware that your education loan might be affected by the choice of your country, right? But so long as you're going to a very well-ranked school, fear not. The lender is easy on you. The lender will be easy on you, right? But careful about countries like some of the countries like these Poland, Sweden, Norway. These are countries which are not so popular with students and hence not so popular with banks also. You may typically be looking at an education loan which will ask for a collateral to take funding for this country, for these countries, right? So be very careful when you make this choice of which country to go to, right? See if your education loan is being supported well by the choice of your country, right?
Okay, thank you for that, Shivani. That was very, very detailed. Before we move on to the next question, we have a ton of questions coming in the chat, in the Q&A, and I think we can pick one of them. So one of the questions from...
If it's a common question from the list of questions that we have, I think you should pick it up from there.
It's a different one.
Okay.
Okay. So do I get a loan without a collateral? This question is from Parnika DK. Thank you for asking that, Parnika. So the question is, do I get a loan without a collateral? Is it worth trusting? What are some of the trusted banks who will offer me loans without mortgage?
All right. So if you're looking at doing your master's degree, right, your post-graduation abroad, then there are fairly a number of options for loans without collateral, loans without a mortgage, right? And because it's going to be a loan without a collateral, the bank is going to look for something else to increase their confidence on you, because there's no security involved. So There are lots of options, but then if the collateral is not there, they are going to look at how well are you doing academically? Do you have good test scores, meaning GRE, GMAT, or IELTS, or TOEFL, or Duolingo? Um, what is your co-signer's income? Co-signer is a person from your family who is earning and filing returns in India. So they're going to look at their income, right? So they're going to get comfort largely out of your academic profile and your co-signer's financial profile, right? So don't worry. And about trusting trusted options, there are many trusted options today. There are many banks who are extending non-collateral loans in India. And you really don't have to worry about the trust part. One, we are there. If you're going to apply through us, we're going to take care of it. I always like to tell a student, even if you leave the country tomorrow, it may be difficult to contact the bank, but you just drop an email or a WhatsApp to us, and you'll find us helping you out even then, right? So the story doesn't end once you take the loan from us. So don't worry, just feel free, sign up onto GradRight, and somebody will be there helping you out through the process, and with no charges at all.
All right, awesome. So the next question was also asked by Amruta in the chat here, and I'm just going to read it out for everybody. What is the right time to apply early? Is it a good decision to apply for an education loan now?
This is a question that is very dear to me, and I'm glad that somebody has asked. Amruta, thank you for asking that. So what does applying early mean? It literally means that as you're applying for your college, that is how early you should be applying for a loan as well, right? At least start thinking about your loan. But what is the right time to apply would be once you have your test scores in. And by test scores, again, I want to reiterate, it is GRE, GMAT, IELTS, TOEFL. If you have any of these test scores, right, there are lenders who will be okay to log your file in, meaning they will be okay to have your loan application in, right? And if you do that, then you're fairly early, I would say, and you are heading into a process which is going to save you so much money at so many milestones, right? You'll get an early I-20. Early I-20 means you will not have to depend on external source of funds, because there is a very bad practice in the market where people make 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs available at 2% interest per day. And students subscribe to that because they think, how will I arrange the money so fast? It's just about starting early with your loan application, right? And if I-20 happens early, your visa happens early, then you're confidently booking your flight tickets, booking your accommodation. And imagine all this could literally mean easily close to 3 to 4 lakhs of savings over your overall spend for this study abroad plan, right? So voice glitch.
Okay.
Is my network bad? Caliph, was I okay?
No, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
But maybe you could reiterate on the last point so that we make sure nobody missed out on that last point.
Yes, I said you apply the loan as soon as you have your test scores in. One, very important. Two, if you apply early, the sooner you'll get your I-20, the sooner you'll get your visa slot, then your visa, because you have a lot of time to prepare for the visa, right? And then once your visa is in, confidently book your flight tickets, confidently book your accommodation. So overall, Caliph, I can guarantee that the student can save 3 to 4 lakhs if they apply, start looking for the finances very early on. And not to forget, there are scholarships also, which become better, which your chances of a scholarship become better if you're able to show them that, look, if this is the amount you're giving me as scholarship, I have the rest of the amount managed through an education loan, right? So it's got a ton of benefits. Students have not understood this because probably there's not been much awareness about it. Banks have not been so outgoing about it. But this session is largely to guide students, to tell them that it is okay to apply for a loan that early. right? So write your GRE, write your language proficiency test. As soon as the score is out, come ahead and make that loan application.
Right. So, like you rightfully said, Shivani, there isn't much awareness about something as important as this for a student study abroad journey, and something that can help them make really important decisions that change their life. And as far as awareness is concerned, I'm curious, and my next question is regarding that as well. Uh, how can students apply for an education loan with or without an admit letter for your university, for their university, right? A lot of students don't have an admit letter. A lot of them do have an admit letter, but they don't know how it affects their education loan chances, the process. Could you tell us a bit about that?
All right. So the first part, students who have an admit letter, say you've applied to 4 universities and you have one admit letter, right? But that admission letter may not be your best university yet. You may still be waiting for your dream admit. So it's okay to make your loan application with the current admit letter that you have. And the lender absolutely has no problem changing the university later if you get another admit. There's no charge for a second loan application. So just start with the admit that you have in hand. All right. And call out to the bank or call out to us if you're applying through us. What are the other universities that you're applying to? Because if we have an idea about your other schools that you've made an application to, we may even be able to guess that, okay, this is the kind of universities the student is looking for. And, looking at your profile, we can fairly guess whether you'll get an admit here or not, right? So this is for people who have an admit. People who don't have an admit yet, they are waiting for the admit or are yet to apply also. Like you've not made an application to a college at all, right? If you have your test scores, you can start the loan process. Test scores, your language proficiency test, or your GRE GMAT, right? Anyone, you can start the loan application right away. And it is always, always best to start once you have your test scores in, as early as that. The admit doesn't matter right now, because see, admit is just one part of the decision loan approval, right? The other things are your academic profile. How did you do in your undergraduation? What is your work experience? Is it relevant or not? What are your test scores? How is your financial profile? How is your credit history? These are all the things that the lender clubs up together along with maybe your college, and then declare whether the student is to be given a loan approval or not. This is what the underwriting team at the bank, the person who gives the loan decision, the credit manager, looks at while deciding whether the loan will be approved or not. So these are the two ways in which you can apply for a loan, whether you have an admit or you don't have an admit. Test scores is mandatory.
All right. Uh, since it's very important for students to know what kind of loan they're getting, what kind of amount they're getting, uh, this brings me to my next question. In fact, uh, different universities that students consider might have a different fee, right? Some universities might require you to pay up to 40 lakhs. Some might require you to pay double the amount of that. So, how can students plan their financing for shortlisted universities which have such a variation in their fee structures or in the overall fee that they demand or charge? How can students be prepared for that or plan financially for that?
All right. So I'll just use an example here. So say, for example, there's a student who's going to uh, Purdue University, which may cost you around 30 lakhs, right? Whereas then you have a Northeastern University, which may cost you around 65 to 70 lakhs, right? And say you're going for a master's in CS, the computer science program. Now, 30 lakhs and 75 lakhs or 65 lakhs is a huge difference. It's almost doubling down the cost, right? Now, see, if we know that this is the list of your universities and Purdue may be your dream admit, but say there is an expensive university in question which you are expecting later and maybe you want to go there, all that you have to do is, so long as your profile or your university ranking does not change so much, the lender is good to change the university even later, right? So today, if I've got got a loan approval for, or today I made a loan application for, say, Purdue, and the amount was only 30 lakhs. Later on, a month later, I might get an admit from Northeastern, and for some reason, I'm choosing Northeastern University for my master's. Then you'll have to just inform the lender that, look, I'm now planning to go to this university, and my loan approval needs to be revised, right? So they will just relook and quickly get that reapproved for the new university. They will also look at how much is the cost increasing. But because the ranking is good enough and the program is good enough, rest of the other metrics of your profile are evaluated, it's not too much of a problem, right? So do not worry. It is fairly easy now. Lenders are flexible. And we are connected to the central teams of all these banks that we are tied up with. So there's not much difficulty to push or intervene or get something done from them, which students may find it difficult because they come as one student. Here we deal with volumes of students, tons of students. So it's easy to talk when you have this power in hand, right? Yeah.
Okay. We're getting a lot more questions from the audience. So would you like to pick one from there, or should we
Yes,
continue with
yes.
the question?
No, we should. We'll bring in one of our questions as well, but let's see some questions.
Okay, so we have a couple of questions about what kind of amounts should people sanction for if they're planning to study in the USA, or how can they apply for a scholarship while they're applying for a loan? Should they apply for a scholarship before a loan? How does that work? So if you could touch upon these two topics a little.
All right. What was the first question? How
What
much?
kind of, how much amount should somebody sanction for studying in the USA?
All right. All
What
right.
does it cost to study in the USA?
So, so USA is like huge, right? And which part of USA are you in is very uh, important in also budgeting for your masters abroad. So if you're around New York, Boston, California, these are places where the cost of living is very high. So imagine that living cost alone would be somewhere between 15 to 20 lakhs in universities around New York, California, Boston area, right? So automatically, if your living is 15 to 20 lakhs, then add up your tuition, it will be around 40, 45 lakhs, right? So universities around these places will cost you closely around 75 to 80 lakhs, right? On the higher side, I'm telling on the higher side. And if you're looking for certain institutions which are further away from these main areas, then the living cost starts coming down, right? So uh, uh, say if you are in proper New York, then your living cost per month looks like $1,500 to $2,000. But if you're living away from New York, say somewhere towards Albany, then it will come down to even $800, $1,000 per month, right? So around, I mean, plan for easily around 50 lakhs for sure for US. But if it's an MBA or a B school kind of a school that you're looking for, a business school, MBA is very expensive. MBA will cost you over and above 80 lakhs, right? So start from anywhere between 50 lakhs to 80 lakhs. There are cheaper universities also, but then please do not put cost as a metric to decide what you want to study. Rather, study what you really want to study and choose a school which is well ranked. I think finances can be taken care of because so long as the school is well ranked and your profile is good, the bank will fund you even 1 crore without a collateral, right? So do not worry. There are many options. We're just looking for deserving students. We're just looking for students who are hardworking and have a goal in life.
Okay. My second question, and which is also something that people in the chat are asking, is about scholarships. So, could you elaborate a bit on how GradRight can help students find a scholarship when they apply for a loan through us? and a bit about the process, maybe just to give them some info on that.
All right. About GradRight scholarships, see, we have some uh, scholarships, about 5 or 6 scholarship programs that we have, and we are small still. We are a small startup, so the amount is of course not too much. Maybe somewhere around which something which can take care of your living for 3 months to 6 months. So that is the kind of amount we extend, but the variety of scholarship, the range of scholarships is very interesting. We have a women empowerment scholarship, we have a pride scholarship, we have a scholarship with an international lender where the number of awards almost 10. Then there are a few more, couple of other scholarships also. So these are some small scholarship amounts that we disperse. All that you have to do is apply for a loan through GradRight. You'll become eligible for the scholarship. The selection will be dependent on who gets these awards. Final selected candidates will be dependent upon your first of all, your need, your financial need. What is your financial status? If you're coming from a weaker economic section, or if you're not financially very well off, that will be one criteria we will look into. The other criteria is your merit. All right. So financial need and merit is a combination that we look at when we select the final students from all the eligible pool, right? But to be eligible, you just have to apply through GradRight, right? Other than GradRight scholarships, I want all of you students to know there are external scholarships that you must look for if you're a student who has excelled all your school life, college life, and you've got great scores, you've good to a great school. There are external scholarships also, right? External scholarships could be state level, like say I know students going from AP Telangana, they have state level scholarships, right? Students going from Maharashtra, they have state level scholarships. Students going from Karnataka, they have state level scholarships, right? Then, other than that, there are some bigger organizations like Aga Khan, Tata, JN Tata, KC Mahindra. For Maharashtrian students, there is Narottam Seksaria, right? These are foundations which have their own scholarships who they disburse to, again, meritorious and financially poor students. And a third kind of scholarship is what your schools, what your colleges offer. When you fill your college application, be careful. There is a section where you'll show your income, current income, and you will also choose whether you need financial aid or not, right? So those are kinds of scholarships that you can look for. Now, I did mention something in the beginning that getting a loan approval early could actually fasten the process of the kind of scholarship you've applied to, right? So see, all these organizations which give scholarships, scholarship is free money. But if it is free money, they want to be sure it is going to the right student, a deserving student, right? That means if they have X amount of money, they will want to give that X amount of money to different people, at least more number of students, right? Now, they will look at, like, if I give you 10 lakhs, how are you going to input the other 30 lakhs? If 40 lakhs is your total cost of education, if I give you 10 lakhs, then how will you fill in the other 30 lakhs? Then you can show in a loan, like, look, I have an education loan, it is covered. You give me this 10 lakhs, right? Colleges also look at it like that. It becomes comfortable for them to release that scholarship amount to students who can fund the rest of the portion, because they don't have so much of an amount. Because if they have, say, 1 CR of fund, they don't want to just distribute it to 3 people, right? They want to distribute it to as many people, at least a larger limit people. So they will see what are your other funds, and then can we pool it with the scholarship, and that is then sorted. So this is how they will look at students who come with loans in a better light, to be able to give a scholarship amount to them.
Okay.
Applying to scholarships also should be early. Please know, all these organizations which extend scholarships, they actually start the process well as early as in November, right? They are open till March. You will see most of these organizations close down applications, the external scholarships, right? Even when you make a college application, your college also follows a first in, first out process. So the early applicants of, who apply to all colleges early have a better chance of getting a financial aid or scholarship, right? Other than your financial and your merit basis.
All right. We have another question about how can somebody approach GradRight for loans as well as scholarships? Could you tell us a bit about that? How can somebody who's looking for a loan get GradRight's help and also apply for the scholarship that GradRight offers?
Yes. So Caliph, what we can do is we can drop a link here in the chat section. But
Okay.
after the webinar, we'll try and send a link, a detailed note on email that how you can apply to GradRight. And it's very simple. It's just a link. You need to just register yourself with your phone number, name, and then create your profile. Profile creation takes about really 5 to 6 minutes. And that profile creation also makes you eligible to check your profile eligibility, right? It's very quick. So do that. It's just from the comfort of your home that you're going to do it. You don't need to visit one bank, another bank, another bank. You don't have the time and luxury, I know it. So just do it from the comfort of your home, right? We're also going to share probably the recording of this webinar for those who want to have it as a recording. But just register yourself on our link that Caliph has shared. Explore your profile, explore options, create your profile, which will ask for your loan profile will be required. You'll be required to input your academic academic and financial details, if required, collateral details, if you're interested to input a collateral.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. Just to
Once
make
you
sure that
create a profile, then an advisor will get in touch with you after looking at your profile to get into a detailed conversation to understand your expectations, and then we will start connecting with you with the banks that you're looking to go, choosing as an option, or we are helping you choose as an option. We will also help you negotiate in the process. We will also give you a lot of information as to what to look at and what not to look at in an education loan, because it is not just now that you're going to take it. You have to service it for the next 5, 7, 10, 15 years. You don't want to land into a wrong kind of a loan or with a wrong kind of a bank, right?
Okay, makes sense. Just so that it's clear for everyone, here's what we are going to do. I'm going to drop a link below in the chat where you can go and sign up on GradRight. We have an app called FundRight, which you can also download on your phone. The process is very, very easy. You can just go sign up. You don't need to. Your information is safe. We make sure that your data is not shared with anybody until you approve it. So I'll drop the link down in the chat. And once the webinar is over, we're going to be sending you an email with more information on how to get more benefits and how to continue on the conversation that we've started here with Shivani. Shivani, my next question, actually a question from one of the attendees is, this is Amlan Sahu. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. How to negotiate loan interest rates with the banks, and does getting an admit from a top university help with that?
Okay. I'll answer the second question first. Yes, getting an admit from a top university really, really makes our life easy, makes the bank's life easy, and your life easy as well. Every single lender has, a list of approved universities, right? So they also go by ranking. You would have seen there is QS ranking, there is FT ranking. So banks have their own ranking set, right? And they also categorize universities into various categories: premium, non-premium, platinum, titanium, gold, bronze, platinum plus, right? There are so many various ways in which banks look at universities. So the top ranked universities get the best terms. There is no doubt about it. It also makes negotiation easier. But when I say negotiation, please understand that there is a lower limit and there is an upper limit of education loans of every single bank, right? Secured, unsecured loans. There's a lower limit, there is an upper limit. So banks will give a different rate to every student. Now, how is that rate of interest decided, or how is the loan amount decided, is basis how comfortable is the bank feeling about your profile, right? Now, this feeling doesn't come from within. This comes from the proofs, evidences that you extend to the bank. What are these proofs and evidences? What kind of a university you're going to, what is the ranking of the university, what kind of a course you're going for. Say a STEM course may make it easy, but if it's a non-STEM course, it is not easy for a bank to extend easier terms, because non-STEM courses would mean, especially in the US, that you will have to come back to India. That's not a comfortable scenario, right? Then you would also not easily get an unsecured loan. You will require a collateral for a program which is non-STEM. Non-STEM would be like something like a master's in English, a master's in social impact, these non-science, technology, engineering, mathematics related courses, right? Even management courses get good terms, right? So uh, negotiation then follows basis your ranking, school ranking, your academic profile. Your academic profile will include what was your GPA in your undergraduation. How have you fared in your 10th and 12th as well? Have you been consistently performing? How many backlogs do you have? Did you clear your undergraduation well within time? 4 years graduation did not go to 5 years, 6 years, right? These things become as concerns, because these are factors which worry the bank whether you'll be able to get a job and then repay their loan or not, right? Then your work experience. Say your academic profile is a little weak, not so great, but if you have relevant work experience of 2 years, and you are in a good job earning well, that becomes a big plus point on your profile. Then this deviation of average profile gets taken care of from the work experience, right? Then comes your financial profile, which is what is your family income, who is going to co-sign your loan. Since there's no security, if anything happens tomorrow, you don't get a job, you're not able to repay the loan, will this co-signer be able to pay the loan, right? And hence this co-signer has to be from your family, either mostly a blood relative. It can't be your friend, right? Or can't be a relative with whom you can't prove relationship. A distant relative will not work, right? So these are the things that banks will look. Negotiation hacks. Apply to at least 2 to 3 banks. Yeah, right. And GradRight makes it very easy to apply to multiple banks, because on one platform, you'll get all the options. You'll have to just share your documents once, and loan applications can be made with multiple lenders, right? So apply to at least 3 lenders, minimum 3 lenders. One, if at all one rejects your profile, the other one might approve. So you are backing up. You're making it very safe for your loan approval. If all of them approve, then imagine how much scope you've created to be able to negotiate, right? So then we start talking like this, that look, I have an offer from XYZ. This is the loan amount they're giving me. This is the processing fee. This is the interest rate. This is the insurance cost. So many other things, right, that banks add up. What students call as hidden charges, right? So you can literally tell that I have this offer, can you make it better? Or I go and stick with that particular lender, right? So have multiple offers. When you have multiple offers, you create the scope of negotiation, right? And then also the way you talk to these banks, talk to these lenders, who are you talking to? Are you talking to a sales executive who's initially taken your file? Are you talking to the person responsible, or the manager there, or the zonal head if it's a bigger escalation, right? So those are ways in which you deal with people in banks, right? And they're not so receptive because they're dealing with so many applications. They are not good at telling you their negatives. They tell you their positives only, right? So these are ways in which you can negotiate, right? Some of the hacks of negotiation. But to make your life easy, I know taking an education loan, especially for you guys who are just probably taking a loan for the first time, and then you're dealing with so many other things, applying for college, dealing with your tests. Some of you who are going right after your 4th year, convincing your parents, there's so many things that you're up to. I understand how overwhelming it becomes to just deal with this education loan process, right? And I'm not saying that we are, at GradRight getting you the cheapest loan. we are actually trying to make this process less overwhelming. Because today you might get a low rate of interest, but after 1 year, when you look back into your loan account and you see, oh, I took this loan at 10.5, now it is looking like 12.5. Who do I reach? You will write to customer care there. I'm not very sure how that customer care will respond to you. You'll be in the US worrying about how your semesters are going on, worrying about your academics. You don't worry, or you don't want to take any financial stress related to finances, right? So leave it to us. We'll take care of it, and we'll uh, help you negotiate. You talk and negotiate, and we will also negotiate from your end, right? So together, when you and us, we get together, uh, we want to make these banks sweat, right? So this is how you negotiate.
Great. I'm sure a lot of students are happy about doing that. Uh, Before we move on to the next questions, Shivani, can we talk a bit about how your team has previously been able to help a couple of students? Uh, Let me rephrase that, not a couple of students, been able to help so many students study abroad with an education loan. Maybe you could recount a story that's really close to you, where you met a student who was really well deserving, and the loan really changed their life completely. And I'm sure everybody here would love to hear about that.
Okay, okay. I usually don't like to tom about us, but since you've asked this question, very recently, Caliph, we were doing this dissemination of the awards, the scholarship awards that we were giving out for last fall, the fall that just went by last year. So there were 10 students who we had chosen for this scholarship award. It was a co-branded scholarship with one of the lenders that we have, which is Prodigy Finance, and it was about 10:30 in the night in India, and these students were from different parts of the US, and I think it was 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. That these students were starting their day. Somebody had just gotten out of bed, somebody was already in college, right? And I remember two students very, very clearly. One of them, she was from Andhra Pradesh, and she literally teared up on the video session. And she said, tomorrow, when I start my day, I'm going to be doubling down my energy, putting all my efforts to do better in for my masters, because now I have little bit of less stress for worrying about money, the additional money that I've got, right? So doubling down efforts spoke volumes of what the student felt about this scholarship that they got. And we helped her through the for the loan. She had a very, very weak financial background. We helped her through the loan, and then we also chose her because she was meritorious and needy for the scholarship. There was another student who was enrolled at Arizona State University, and I remember him telling that he had already been rejected multiple times for loan, because of which he had to defer his intake, right? So he had to miss an entire intake altogether. And just 10 days before his start of the program, his loan got confirmed through GradRight, and he was able to, confidently start. He had borrowed some money from somewhere which he didn't want to use. So when the loan came in, he was very happy that I will not have to use this borrowed money, because that borrowed money was at a very high interest rate from some individual, and picked up from the market. And then the scholarship came in, so he was like, not only did you make my dream come true to study at Arizona State University, but this whole burden of not using this market loan at 22%, 23% is what really made me so comfortable. So these are two students I really felt, you know it is these students who we want to help out, be there and pursue their dream. There are many rich students whose parents will fund them. Uh, they will have security, they will have collateral, but deserving students going to good schools, who have prepared all their life academically, done well academically, and may not have a cosigner that's strong, or a collateral that's strong. Those are the students that we are looking for, right? A lot of your students from Andhra Pradesh, my heart goes out to you. Students coming from farming belts, who know that they have a goal to meet, go study abroad, do their masters. And I know how hard you prepare from the very beginning. Your scores tell us that you've been preparing it for very long, right? You are the folks who most need these loans, right? So and these loans also facilitate your visa, because it gives you the confidence to go confidently apply for your visa, give that interview, and confidently say, I have my funds in my hand, right? And this is the education loan that is covering my cost abroad. So my heart goes out to all of you. Please start early with your loan applications and be confident. Go to the college you want to study, and do not worry about the finances as much. So long as you start early, we'll sort something out. Caliph, you're on mute.
Sorry, that's my just my laptop acting up. My bad. So we have a question from Lakshman. Lakshman says that he attended the visa for fall 2022 for the University of North Texas, but his visa got rejected, and now he wants to work as a software engineer, and he's planning for fall 2025, but he does not have his IT returns, right? So his question is about, but he does have collateral, he does have a house and plots, but no IT returns. So how can he navigate that? How can he get a loan without the returns, if that is possible at all, and that too at a lower interest?
All right, all right. So what is the name of the student you said?
Lakshman.
Okay, so Lakshman, you got a visa rejection for fall 22, right? Now you are looking to study in fall of 2025. You want to enroll again, right, to the US. First of all, it's a good decision that you delayed this. You gave in a gap, because there are desperate students who keep on applying intake after intake. That is not a good choice, okay? Because then the embassy thinks you are desperate, and that's absolutely a bad decision. So good you've given this gap. University of North Texas is a fairly decent university. Now, I will probably, or one of my team members will probably have to get into the details of why this visa rejection happens, because there are multiple reasons, and understand, why this rejection happened. Now, basis the reason of rejection, we can take up that what is it that you need to do. I'll just give you an example. Say if you got, in fact, we can do a session on visa uh, interviews altogether later on in May, June. That gives me an idea. But say, for example, you got this very common slip, which is called the 214B slip, which is, the reason why your visa officer rejected your visa was because they're not convinced that you have very strong ties in your domestic country. They think you will illegally settle down in that country, right? And you're not a genuine student. Now, now you have the thing to do is you have to convince them that I'm genuinely going to study there. I'm going to come back to my home country once my OPT is over, and I'm going to maybe try for H1B lottery, but I am a genuine student. I want to go study there, right? Learn better stuff, experience new culture. I'm a genuine student. Now, you may require, first of all, you may need to sort your finances well, because your finances do affect the visa decision, right? You may also need to be particular what kind of an education loan you want to show, because if in this case, if you go for a secured loan, it will pan out better, because the visa officer will look at it like that. Oh, this person has a property in India. At least for the property, they will come back to their home country, right? That is good reason enough. Also, the kind of what kind of answers you would give to, what is it that you're intending to do post your masters? That also affects your profile. But if there are red flags in your profile where, say, too many backlogs, or you've done double masters, you're going for your second masters, or you are way I mean, you're too old to apply. Please don't take offense if anybody is above 35 here. But you know, when you're looking to study abroad at the age of 37, 38, it does create this confusion in the minds of these officers, because they look at you as typical migrants, right? Because you're probably in the second leg of your career, right? So these are things which are linked to your profile, or the kind of university you're going to, or the program that you're taking, or we'll really have to deep dive into your profile. So Lakshman, just write to us. You know, we'll drop my email ID. You can write to us, and I will surely see if we can help you navigate this through this decision. And 2025 is good bit of time, so do not worry. Let's look into the process first.
Shivani, since you mentioned the age, there's a gentleman here, Nishant, I believe. He's 40 years old, and he's not being considered for a study loan. So I think Nishant is getting his answer as well for why that might be the case. But
Okay.
I'm
All
sure,
right.
Nishant, you can get in touch with us later on, and we can see how we can help you out with more information. Uh,
Yes.
it's unfortunately we're out of time, and I'm I'm very sure that we'd love to go on, but we just don't have the time left.
But
Shivani, if you'd like,
Caliph, I feel very you know, half-hearted about not, because I see so many answers. Is there a way we can have the chat history available later, and we can write back to the all of them who
yes,
raised questions? Yeah.
yes, yes, we could
Yes.
maybe take one question, but it's better if we just get back to all of you with your questions. We're going to make